and welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Washington Redskins episode. Yes, we'll be talking about the Washington Redskins 7-on-7 team.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's still only four of us here tonight. Wade couldn't make it, so the other four of us are here, no guests. I think that's it, though, so let's get started. Drew, who is your Redskins quarterback?
Mine is old Joe Theismann.
He's mine as well.
Not mine.
Not mine either.
Oh, well. I went with old Joe. He's a lifelong Redskin, 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. He won a Super Bowl. He won an MVP, an Offensive Player of the Year, Walter Payton Man of the Year. He was there for 12 years, threw for 25,000 yards, 160 touchdowns, 57 completion percentage. He was one of their solid quarterbacks over those years when they were kind of not dominating, but they were always in the mix, it felt like.
Yeah.
Like the Redskins were in a mix for about 10-year stretch there. They were in the mix for a long time. Maybe even more than that, longer than that.
They got what?
Oh,
They got what? 2 Super Bowls?
maybe 3.
Is it 3?
Three, I think. Yeah.
It's 3, yeah. Yeah, but it was there's a couple other guys I looked at, but he was just there the whole time. He has decent numbers, so I thought, but old Joe doesn't have to worry about getting rushed by the passer, so his leg won't be a problem.
Well,
His
I mean,
leg. Yeah.
early in his career, Joe ran punts and kickoffs back.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. When
Yeah.
he was the backup for, like, Sonny Jurgensen and Billy Kilmer, they used him as punt return and kickoff return because he was such a good runner. I think he was a running quarterback.
Yeah,
a
kick
lot.
and punt returns one year. He had 44 was his long for a return. That's funny.
So,
Don't see that out of quarterbacks every day.
no.
No.
What, him and Taysom Hill or something?
Taysom Hill is just a whole different animal.
He
Yeah.
is. All right. Well, Ray, who is your quarterback?
Well, I went with the rookie, Jane Daniels.
Oh,
I thought
Oh.
about it because I like Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
okay.
I did not, but I
do like that, Ray.
Yeah, I like it. I seriously thought about it.
I mean, okay, so he got a Pro Bowl selection. I'm sure he's gonna be Rookie of the Year, right?
I would.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
would
he's
guess.
got to be.
Played all 17 games. Took the shit house of a fucking Commanders shit of a name franchise, a 12-5 record. Won a playoff game. Completion percentage was 69%. 35, 68 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Let's see here. He got sacked 47 times while putting up all these stats.
Probably had quite a few rushing yards, didn't he?
See if I can find it.
891 rushing yards.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, 891.
And 6 TDs.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
So,
here's the other thing, man. Is I'm not saying they're the favorites, but they could win this week.
They could.
Like they could beat the Lions. The Lions have so many injuries, and then we're talking. And then we're talking about. Sorry, Pro Football Reference has a commercial going on my page apparently.
Well, then that and the Lions secondary is so hurt.
oh yeah.
They can expose that defense.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It'll be.
Yeah, but like I was saying, then we're talking about a rookie quarterback with a team in the NFC Championship game,
Yeah.
and that's saying something. It really is.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels had a good season.
And I know it's probably dramatically too early to even call this as the quarterback for a 7-on-7 team, but I mean, come on. I mean, you got Joe Theismann, you got RG3, and then Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Let's
a
be
couple
real.
good years of Kirk Cousins.
What? I fucking hate Kirk Cousins. Fuck Kirk Cousins.
He did have a couple good years in Washington, though.
He was slinging the ball in Washington.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Here's the big thing, though. Jamie Daniels this year, his completion percentage was 69%.
Yeah.
Like, that's really impressive. All right. Well, I guess we're around to me. I did, the unthinkable. I went with RG3.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
I did.
I mean, to be totally honest, I thought about that too.
Well,
but
he
I was
doesn't
like,
tear up his
I
knee
don't-
catching the snap.
That was the second time. His knee was already tore up at that.
Yeah.
That was him in a brace.
Yeah.
There's something in Washington's field. Keep Jaden away.
Yeah, no kidding.
That field is.
RG3 also won Rookie of the Year, throwing for 3,200 yards and 20 touchdowns with only 5 picks on 65% completion percentage. So very, very nice numbers there. And he also rushed for 815 yards and 7 touchdowns in that rookie campaign. But in his time in Washington, which was, like Drew mentioned, cut short with injuries. But in his 3 years in Washington, he threw for a little over 8,000 yards on 64% completion and 40 touchdowns with 23 picks. And I just thought it was great to put RG3 out there because he really only has 1 year in Washington. That's
Yeah.
and it's Washington. So yeah, and I can't fucking stand him now. Like now that he's this media personality, can't stand him.
Yeah, he kind of. Yeah.
He's annoying. But anyway, RG3, there he is.
Cool.
Now we're around to you, Drew.
Well, might as well just put their number 1 receiver of all time, Art Monk.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep, got him.
I definitely have
I
Art.
say I have old Art Monk. He was there for 4 of their 5 Super Bowl appearances as a franchise. They won 2 of those, so he went 50%. He spent 14 years in Washington, over 12,000 yards, 65 touchdowns, over almost 900 catches in his time in Washington. He's 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a member of the All-80s team. Hall of Fame. He's just an all-time great receiver. He's one of the Redskins' all-time great players.
Yep.
He led the league 1 year in catches, but he's just one of the great receivers of all time. So
I would agree. So that was unanimous, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Uncle Doug, it's your first time around here.
Yep. Charlie Taylor.
I have him.
He played for the Redskins from 64 through 77. Played 13 years for him. He's in the Hall of Fame. In that 13 years, he made 8 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. He was the AP Rookie of the Year in 64. He's on the All-60s team. He had 649 receptions for 9,110 yards and 79 touchdowns. Old Charlie was 6'3", 210 pounds.
Well, here's my question. In his rookie season, he had 800 receiving yards and 755 rushing yards.
Yeah, he played a little bit of running back, too.
And then in his second season, he also had 400 rushing yards. And then after that, he didn't do shit the rest of his career for rushing. Like a bunch of years of negative.
Yeah. See, after the first couple years, he didn't play running back anymore. He started off as a running back, and then they switched him over because he was such a good pass catcher. See, he led the league in receptions, 66, 67, with 72 and 70. He had another year of 70 later on. He had 1 year of 1,120 yards. Yards per catch for his career was 14.
All right, well, he may have been overlooked. On my part, I don't know. Drew, Who do you have, sir? Or not Drew? Sorry, Ray.
I'm about to say, holy smokes.
Yeah. Oh.
Right around to you.
I'm about to say,
My
we're
bad, Ray.
just giving out my team, I guess.
No, it's okay. Let's see. He's a wide receiver. He was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. He was 76 overall in the 2019 draft. His nickname is Scary Terry. He's
Yeah.
played with Washington his whole career.
Yeah, I've got him.
726 targets, 460 receptions for 6,379 yards, 13.9 yards per reception, 38 touchdowns. Let's see here. Any rushing stats?
Nope.
No.
Not really. One rush
nothing
for
really.
2 yards.
But yeah, his name is Terry McLaurin.
Yep, I have him too.
Me too.
Yeah, I do as well.
So that's a unanimous wide receiver. Or second unanimous wide receiver.
Nice.
No, he's good.
He's kind of had to come back here this year with Jaden. I felt like.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 1,000 yards last year, but like this year, I feel like he just felt more involved. I don't know.
Well, he also had 13 touchdowns this year.
That's probably it then, yeah.
Yeah.
More,
Well, I mean,
more
and-
distinctive.
And they were on TV more because they
Yeah.
were winning and stuff. So like I think that probably helps. Because Terry's been good every year of his career.
Yeah.
He really has. To my not that I want him to be, but mind you, being an Eagles fan, but he has been.
Yeah. You always heard of McLaurin when Washington come around.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. And he's turned into a more well-rounded receiver than he was at the beginning of his career. The beginning of his career was more of just like a deep threat.
Yeah, he was mostly just deep balls at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they said a cool story. I was watching the playoff game. I guess he went to Ohio State, I'm pretty sure. Well, he went to a football camp at Ohio State, and I guess they said, you got to work on catching the ball. I guess he dropped some balls and stuff, and he said, well, I could have reacted 2 ways. I could have been a pouty high school kid who had all these D1 offers, and I could have went somewhere else. Or I took their advice, and he caught like over, I think, like 1,000 balls a day from like a jug machine and stuff. And like just kept catching stuff, and then he went to Ohio State and was one of their good receivers, and now he's in the NFL. But like instead of like pouting, and like he said, he could have went to a bunch of other D1s. He just had to, he went and actually worked hard instead of taking the easy way out.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of a cool story.
Absolutely.
And he's also a 2-time Pro Bowler. I don't know
Yeah.
if I said that.
Which I think is, with the receiver league and how it is, to be able to get at least a couple in like this era, I think is impressive. I think in the coming years, I don't know what the league's gonna look like in the future, obviously, but like I think we can look back and like some of these receivers aren't gonna have many All Pro or Pro Bowl seasons just because there's so many good ones.
Well, it kind of
Like-
helps nowadays since the Super Bowl contenders are not in the running for Pro Bowl anymore. So it kind of opens up spots
Yeah.
for them.
Like the All Pro teams, you get like it's the whole NFL. It's not like by conferences, so like you only get like so many, and it's if you don't have a great year most of the time, you're not even close to being All Pro. So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
But-
All right, gents. Well, it's bound to me. I got another receiver. I don't know. I might be a 1 here, but I got old Santana Moss.
I do too.
No, he's unanimous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No, Santana Moss used to piss me off. Man. He would always have some huge play against us and piss me the hell off. Santana Moss has a Pro Bowl, an All Pro. He has a handful of 1,000-yard seasons. He was kind of your typical receiver back, when he played, a little bit of a hothead, a little bit of, I need the ball more. But at the same time, he also went out and performed. In his 10 years in Washington, he had almost 8,000 yards receiving on 13 yards a catch and 580 receptions, and 47 touchdowns. And he also, ran the ball 27 times for 160 yards. But Santana Moss was a quality receiver. And
Indeed.
especially if he's out here surrounded by Terry McLaurin and Art Monk, I feel like he'd really,
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
help
really
him.
do well.
Yeah.
And another guy that's a deep threat. So, yeah, I'm a little stunned that he was unanimous, but hey, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. Now we are actually back to you. Unlike last time I said that.
Well, I picked old Gary Clark.
Yeah.
I did too.
He's a 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler, 2 Super Bowls with the Redskins. With his time, he spent 8 of his 11 years in Washington. He had over 8,000 yards, almost 9,000 in Washington. He averaged 16 yards a catch, 58 touchdowns, so much 60. He had 500 and basically 50 catches for his time in Washington. He was basically the short little receiver guy in the slot when he's kind of the other option. Kind of once Art Monk kind of started getting older and stuff. He's got like 5 years over 1,000 yards, so but a year of 10 touchdowns. So
Is that 3 or 4?
I got him.
Okay. So everybody did?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
So Clark said.
Now we seem to be in agreement on wide receivers for the most part here,
Yeah.
guys.
yeah, it's pretty.
I think Uncle Doug, we're back to you, sir.
Okay. My next one, I went with an old guy. Just to kind of fill out my team here. Bobby Mitchell. He played from 58 to 68. 62 to 68 was with the Redskins for 7 years. He's in the Hall of Fame. 1-time All-Pro. 4 Pro Bowls. With the Redskins in those 7 years, he had 393 receptions for 6,492 yards, averaging 16.5 yards per catch, 49 touchdowns, including a 99-yarder.
That wasn't with you picking these running backs. They got turned into receivers for the Redskins.
Yep. Yeah, he was a running back for Cleveland, and then the Redskins made him into a wide receiver.
What?
It worked out well.
That's
for him.
wild.
Old Bobby was 6 foot 192. Went to Illinois out of Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Nice.
All right, Ray, who you got, buddy?
You got a running back. He was drafted to the Broncos in the 2nd round, the 2002 draft. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He is the AP, PFWA Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Sports SN Rookie of the Year. He's with Washington for 7 years. 6,824 yards, 46 touchdowns, 4.1 yards a carry. He was targeted 240 times, caught 176 balls for 1,340 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is Clinton Portis.
Told you. I don't have Clinton Portis, but Clinton Portis was a good back for a while.
So just me on this one?
It looks like it.
I'll be damned. Okay. I'm kind of wondering who you guys got left.
Ray, don't you worry, dude. Don't you worry.
We got some great guys.
I don't have anybody left. I'm done.
Oh.
Oh, are you really?
I'm done. Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
wow.
all 7 of mine.
I got 2 guys left.
I got 1.
I mean, Ray, I mean, you, sir, don't need to worry about me. So I too wanted to put a running back on this team, and I looked for a while, and I was like, yeah, a bunch of like hard running.
John Riggins isn't catching the football for me.
You're 100% right.
As much as
No,
I'd like to put him on the field, he's just not. Like, we've pushed the limit with some of these guys, but that would really
That wasn't Rigo's job.
no. I mean, I told you no hogs were getting put on the list. He was an honorary hog.
Yeah. But I didn't end up finding one, so I don't have one. So I went with another receiver, and I went with old Jamison Crowder.
Crowder. Okay, that was a good pick. But I don't have him.
More of a recent pick,
Yeah, I don't
probably
have
just
him either.
because of recency bias more than anything. Although he was a quality player. Yeah, Jamison Crowder played in Washington for 6 years, over 2 different stints. In Washington, he caught 246 balls for almost 2,900 yards on 11 yards catch, 17 touchdowns. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about it.
Okay.
So, Drew, you said you got somebody else?
Yeah, I got 2 more guys.
Oh, 2 more guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone have anyone left or?
I
I
got
have
one
one.
left.
I have one left.
Okay. Well, my first guy is another receiver. I have old Pierce Garcon
Yep. There's my last one.
for the Redskins.
Pierre Garcon.
Yeah.
Pierre, the old Colt.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was with Washington for 5 years, the longest stint of his career. 1 year in Washington, he led the league in catches with 113. He was no Pro Bowls or All Pros, but he did have 4,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, 376 catches, 12 yards a catch. He had 2 seasons of over 1,000 yards. I don't know why. He's just one of the receivers recently, besides McLaurin, that kind of like stuck out to me. Like I actually remembered, and I remember him like being decent. I was like, oh, it's about what I remembered. I figured he had a couple years of over 1,000. So, I thought, why not at the end of this list put someone like him on?
Yeah.
He was another guy that like turned himself into a more well-rounded receiver. He came in as just a pure deep threat, and like tried to take the top off defenses, and then end up turning himself into like a all-around guy. His biggest problem his whole career was he couldn't stay healthy.
No, yeah, he played with the 49ers for like 2 years, but he wasn't healthy at all for those 2 years, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm out. You out, Ray?
No, I got one left.
You got one left? All right, who you got, buddy?
I got let's see. He was drafted in 1965.
Oh, it's not my guy then.
2-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro. With Washington for 13 years, his whole career. He is a tight end. 5,496 yards, 13.1 yards per reception, 60 touchdowns. Let's see. I can never tell about the rushing yards, but his name is Jerry Smith.
Jerry Smith, huh?
Jerry Smith, the tight end.
All right. Well, I'll take your word for it, Ray.
I hope so.
I mean, he came up when I typed him in.
There's 2 different ones.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, that's bullshit.
He was a tight end, whatever an FC is, and an FL.
Split end and flanker.
Okay.
Oh, boy, we know we're getting old when flankers listed
Yeah.
as one of your positions. Oh, my.
Hey, the Redskins liked moving guys around. Running back to wide receiver,
Yeah.
tight end to wide receiver to tight end.
Apparently, they didn't have no money to get anybody good, so they had to force what they could out of one person.
Hey, it worked. They had multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe he played tight end at 208.
No wonder he was a split end flanker too. So, Drew, you got one left?
Yeah.
We got a lot of damn guys.
Yeah.
I mean, for this franchise, it's probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
No, this is wild. We only have 4s and 1s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got one left, Drew?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I have another tight end, Jordan Reed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I remember him being pretty good for a couple years. I think injuries kind of stopped him, but he spent 6 years in Washington. He had 330 catches, 3,300 yards, average 10 yards a catch. He had 24 touchdowns. He was a Pro Bowler 1 year. He was kind of there, kind of in the middle. I think he was there for a couple Kirk Cousins years, and I think RG3. He almost had 1,000 yards one season. I just remember him kind of tearing it up a little bit, so I thought just giving him a tight end because they're not really super deep.
You guys both just named tight ends, and I'm pretty sure they're like we missed the greatest tight end in franchise history. It's like he played like in the early 2000s. His name, I'm trying to remember his name. I would call he's never been on this podcast, but Ray knows Patrick Berry is a huge Redskins fan.
Oh.
So I would call him, but it's getting late and he called in sick to work today. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, let's Google it.
Yeah, I'm Googling
is it
greatest
like
walk.
Cooley or man, it's gonna bother me.
There is a Cooley, C. Cooley. He's
Else.
number 10 on their reception list.
Chris Cooley
Is that Chris Cooley?
or Fred Davis. It's one of those two.
Yeah, Cooley comes up. 10 best tight end in. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
Doc Walker,
Chris
Bill Anderson,
Cooley.
Vernon Davis.
Well, Vernon Davis was good, but he's more of a 49er.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that
that's true.
he played at the end of his career.
Let's see.
I'm
Gene.
guessing it was
Frugen?
Chris Cooley. He's
Logan
two-time Pro Bowler. He's
Thomas.
no-time All-Pro, but he spent 9 years in Washington.
Clint Didler.
He's got almost 5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 430 catches. I'm guessing that's him. He's got like a 1, 2, 3, 4,
Don Warren.
about a 6-year stint of having more than 700 yards every year. So it's pretty solid for a tight end for the mid-2000s.
Well, this list says Jerry Smith is number 1.
Yeah, I mean, he could be.
And then Chris Cooley.
Oh, it's Chris Cooley at 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
So we got them all up there now?
Yeah.
So we got 4 in. We're looking for 3 more.
Well, can we
Well,
figure
we
out?
got to decide on
Yeah, well, we got to figure out a quarterback here first. Though.
I'll come off RG3. I don't give a shit. But I really liked your idea, Ray. So I'm gonna come to Jaden.
Yeah.
I'm okay with going
I'm
to
fine with
Jaden.
Jaden. I, don't care.
Yeah,
I like
we'll
Jaden.
go to Jaden too.
Go
Sweet.
Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Go LSU.
Hell
Good call,
yeah.
Ray.
Yeah. Got to give the kids some props.
And here we
Right.
go with us just arguing our ones against each
All
other.
right, let me make a little. I looked up Redskins all-time receivers. Okay. Number 1 is Art Monk. Number 2 is my guy, Charlie Taylor.
I think my guy's second, my boy Clark, or third.
Gary Clark is 3rd. Santana Moss is 4th. Mitchell is 5th. Terry McLaurin is 6th.
So Terry McLaurin could really climb this list potentially. I mean, he's
Yeah.
only been in the league like 5 or 6 years. He's still playing.
Art Monk's what, 12,000? The next two are like at 10,000. So I mean,
Taylor's at 9,100. Gary Clark's at 87.
it's realistic if he plays 4 or 5 more years in Washington, he could be their all-time leading
Well,
receiver.
he's going to catch
Well, the other guys,
Mitchell next year because he's at
yeah, I'm talking about if he wants to get up there to I say the double digit, but it's
right. He's got to get 5,000-6,000 yards to catch Monk.
if he gets like 9 or 10,000, he'll be one of the greatest commander and receivers of all time. Which now that he has a quarterback, I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just making my point for Charlie that Charlie's number 2 on the list.
Fair enough.
He also has the second most catches at 649.
So this is Charlie Taylor.
Uh-huh. The guy
I'll-
that came in as a running back and then
Alright.
switched to
I'll
wide receiver.
I'll come off Jamison Crowder and go to your boy Charlie Taylor.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I did
Just
my
thinking.
part. So we got Jaden. Jaden in. We got Art Monk in. We got McLaurin in. We got Santana Moss in. We got Clark in. So we got 5 in. So we only got 2 spots.
Let's see.
Oh gosh,
Gary Clark.
we've got 6 guys for 2 spots.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hmm.
Possible 6.
Yeah, our only non-one left.
Yeah.
Oh man. Um.
Hmm.
Crap.
I don't think I have. I don't have any ones left.
I have 2 of them.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have
I've
two.
got one, but I've already got Taylor, so I can't come off to go to him.
Well. Oh, crap stick. Well, I'll come off Jerry Smith. I'll go up there to Taylor.
I'll come off Reed and go to Taylor. Just put him in.
All right.
That's
so
fine with
Charlie,
me.
yeah, thank you, gentlemen.
All right, so we gotta decide between
Okay, go.
Mitchell, Portis, and Garcon for our last spot.
Are we missing a number here? 1, 2, 3. I'm missing.
That is true. There's only 3 votes sitting up there.
Yeah.
Mine's for Garcon.
Mine's
Yeah.
from Mitchell.
Right, but it's like I'm missing a player or something.
Right, because I don't have a vote up there right now.
Yeah.
It's not on one of the
Who are your
players.
7 guys, Alex?
Shit. It was RG3.
Uh-huh.
Who's been deleted and,
You went to Jaden.
and went to Jaden.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was Art Monk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Santana Moss.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was Jamison Crowder.
Yeah.
We need
Pierre, I have Pierre Gosson. You only have 1 vote up there, but
Oh.
I have Pierre Gosson.
I didn't know you had.
Okay, so
Garcon.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got 2 on Garcia.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Well, should we go to Wade again?
Yep.
Yeah.
You call this time, Drew.
You want me to call?
No, I got my headphones. It was a bitch to do it.
Okay.
So
Let me call him.
while he's getting a hold of Wade, what do y'all think of this week's round of games? Who's y'all picks?
I had to go. I had to go against the Lions, but I don't know. I got to stick with the Lions, and then what was it, Eagles and the Rams?
Mm-hmm.
I got to pick
I
my
don't know.
Rams, but I'm not feeling the best about it.
And I'll pick the
Oh, we're
Eagles,
calling you
I
again to
guess.
pick someone. Alex wanted me to call you this time.
And then that Buffalo Ravens game's gonna be
so-
fucking sick.
Who are these guys' first names? I don't know these first 2 guys.
Bobby Mitchell.
So the receivers are Bobby Mitchell,
Clinton Portis,
Clinton Portis, and Pierce Garcon.
Pierre Gosson.
Pierre Garcon. Wade likes Portis.
Ooh,
Oh,
running back. Huh?
Okay.
So who has? Okay, thank
Oh
you, Wade.
yeah, I had Portis.
That'd be Ray, yeah.
Yeah, I
Alright,
had Portis.
Bye.
I
Thanks,
forgot
Wade.
I forgot I had Portis.
All right, so who has Mitchell?
That's me.
All right, well, you get to decide then, because it's 2 and 2. Wade's vote didn't do nothing. It just puts, you don't just get to tie someone and put your guy in. So, Dad, who do you want? You want Portis or Garcon?
Oh, I just thought we were letting Wade decide. I'll go with Portis.
Okay,
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
that's pretty cheap.
Mm.
Bye-bye, Garcon. Just like we said bye-bye in Indianapolis.
Is that you did? All right. Well, that rounds out our offense, which is Jaden McDaniels. Or wait, I just screwed that up. Damn, who is it? Jaden?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. There, not McDaniels. Jaden Daniels. Art Monk. What was Taylor's first name?
Charlie.
Charlie Taylor. Terry McLaurin. Santana Moss. Clinton Portis, and some guy named Clark.
Gary Clark.
Gary Clark. There you go. Clark
Wow.
Gary something.
I cannot believe I got 6 out of 7.
I got 6 out of 7. Nice.
Yeah.
No, not me. I only got 4.
I know it's not better than 6, so I'm not going
You know who we should have called was Aaron.
to. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a Commanders fan.
Would he be up right now?
Probably not.
No.
No, he gets up.
That household
Well, I
goes
mean,
to
I get up
bed.
at 5:30 and he's up before me.
Yeah, Yeah.
All right, well, it's defense time, gentlemen. Drew, who is your first Redskins defensive player.
Daryl Green.
Of course it is.
Indeed.
Yes, it is.
3-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champ. He's a member of the All-90s team. He has 54 career interceptions.
For a while, the fastest man in the NFL.
Yeah, he's
We put him on their Mount Rushmore, didn't we?
yes.
I believe we did.
I-
Yeah.
I was just about to say he's probably one of their best players of all time,
Oh,
either
yeah.
side of the ball. Daryl Green. I mean, it's just wild. He played from 83 to 2002.
Yeah.
That's just insane. And it was just Washington the whole time. It's not like he ever left. I mean, he played corner the last 3 years as defensive back, but before that, he played 17 years at corner. It's kind of crazy, but
It is.
I think he was obviously a no-brainer for this team, so I went with him as my first pick, obviously.
I assumed that he would come out pretty quickly. All right, Uncle Doug, you got another defensive player for us?
I do. I went with Champ Bailey.
I also have Champ.
Yes, I have Champ as
That
well.
makes 4.
All right.
And this isn't even
There's a-
Champ's
there's-
best stop.
I mean,
Yeah.
we know him better in Denver,
Yeah.
but he did spend 5 years in Washington. 18 interceptions in those 5 years. And had an interception return for a TD in that time. That's about all the 80 combo tackles, 73 solos, a couple tackles for loss. Number 2 in the Rookie of the Year voting. Made, looks like, about Pro Bowl every year except for his rookie year in Washington. He was all pro, second team, a couple times in Washington. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's in the Hall of Fame now. Champ was just awesome.
He's also the all-time leader in pass deflections.
Yeah, so
By the way, he lost the Rookie of the Year to Javon Curse. who had
Oh.
14 and a half sacks.
yeah.
So
And he's from Georgia, Drew.
Oh yeah, he's
University of Georgia.
not just from. He's one of the legends at Georgia.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I think Champ Bailey has become underrated.
Yeah, I think people are starting to
I
forget
think
how good he was.
I really think he's a top 3 corner of all time.
Oh, he's good.
He's
He
a
was.
beast.
I mean, I always remember his name always came up on the Broncos.
He was-
every
oh,
time,
yeah.
He
every
was the
time I
mo-
watched, it was Bailey on the Broncos.
He was the most shut down corner in the league for quite a while.
So his name is Roland Champ Bailey, and his brother's name is Boss Bailey.
Well, people kind of talked about Champ a little bit this year because they were comparing him to Travis Hunter because he did things similar to what Travis Hunter did in college. He played a little receiver at Georgia too as well. They'd have him catch the ball, not as much as obviously as Travis Hunter did, but like I think Travis Hunter like a game of like a pick six and a receiving touchdown or like multiple picks or something. Like the only other person to do it in college football history is Champ Bailey.
Mm.
So like he was just a freaky athletic. And
Yeah.
able to, and obviously able. He played for a long time, so he was just durable. So
For sure. All right, Ray, we're to you, buddy. Who you got for us?
All right. I got another oldie but goodie. He got drafted to the Cowboys in the 65 draft, but never played a game with them. He's a defensive back who went to Cincinnati. He played all 12 years in Washington. 36 interceptions, 3 for a touchdown, 10 fumble recoveries, 2 for touchdown, 1 sack. It's Brig Owens.
Yep.
Brig Owens.
I have Brig Owens as well.
Cool.
I remember watching him play.
Well, here's my question, Ray, and maybe I misunderstood, but I thought you said he went to Cincinnati and then played all 12 years in Washington.
No, his college is Cincinnati.
Oh, his college.
got-
okay.
He got drafted to Dallas drafted him, but he never played any games in Dallas.
Okay, got you. I was confused.
That's all right. I'm here to clear it up for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you got yourself an old guy.
We got
That's right.
ourselves an
Right.
old guy.
He was good.
That's interesting. his grandson by the name of Owen Wright played for the Ravens last year.
Mm.
All right, well, I don't even know if it's the correct thing to do, but I went and did it anyway. I have Sean Taylor.
So do I.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I liked Sean Taylor when he played. Obviously, his career was cut short because he was murdered. But he was a hell of a safety for a little while.
I think he has the hardest hit in Pro Bowl history.
When he hit
What
the-
happened to
when
him?
He got killed.
He got murdered. Yeah.
What was the situation?
Somebody broke into his house and he
Oh.
tried to stop him and they killed him.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was from Miami, right?
Yeah. No, he was really good in Miami.
And that's one thing that made him so good when they got him to Washington. They got him away from Miami. But he wouldn't. He kept going home in the off season, and that's where he got
Oh.
killed. Was
Yeah, like somebody broke into his house in the middle of the night and he woke up and like grabbed a machete from under his bed.
Oh, nice.
But the robber had a gun, so they just shot him.
Well, that's a legit weapon they keep under your bed.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, old Sean
Man,
Taylor,
that
free
sucks.
safety for Washington for 4 years. In those 4 years, he had 12 interceptions, and fumble recovery, a forced fumble, had 2 sacks, a little over 300 tackles. Yeah, he was a pretty good all around safety, and up and comer. Like I think he was gonna really be a star in the league.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was cut short. He's also 6'2", 230. He was a little bit of a bigger thumper. Yeah, that hit in the Pro Bowl is disgusting.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the Pro Bowl comes with like this is why people don't play anymore because Sean Taylor scared everyone. Because that's just wild. He just comes out of nowhere and levels this guy.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong. It's a kicker.
I'm pretty sure it's a kicker or a punter. 'Cause I think
Yeah,
it's a fake punt, and the punter's like running slowly, and Sean Taylor just comes out of the
Yeah.
screen out of nowhere and just blasts him.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're back to you, Drew.
Well, I put old Josh Norman on
Oh, man, I forgot about Josh.
my
Norman.
team.
God damn it.
I got him, by the way. Sorry.
After that really good season in Carolina, he went straight to Washington, so him and Odell could beef more often. But it was decent in Washington. People say it's better in Carolina. He had just as many interceptions in Washington as he did in Carolina in a year. That's how Alex just looks at Sean Taylor hit on. Brian Mormon didn't want to play football anymore. But
Did he get a couple famous stiff arms to the face?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody got him really, really good.
Derrick Henry did even when he
Derrick
put
Henry.
Buffalo, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. But he played 4 years. And I can't, Alex. The Sean Taylor hit's funny. I mean, there's just no need for it.
No, none at all.
He's not gonna make the line the game. He's just getting.
Taylor decapitated him.
I mean, the punter gets up. I'll give him
He
that.
does. He does get up, yes. And he actually goes over and hits Taylor on the helmet afterwards. Like, yeah, good hit, buddy.
Yeah, good job, bro.
Oh man, today it would start a fight.
No, today he'd be out of the league.
He probably
too.
gets suspended and fined, but anyway, back to Josh Norman. He played 4 years in Washington. He had 7 interceptions. He was still a decent corner, I think, in Washington. The last year, maybe not, but the first couple of years, I thought he was still pretty good. But I didn't think after these top couple guys for Washington, they kind of drop off. So I thought having another corner wouldn't hurt. So
Okay. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about Josh Norman. I always liked him.
Yeah, me too.
He was entertaining, if nothing else.
Yeah.
dude, him and Odell crack me up. They just
Mhm.
it's so dumb.
They had a pretty good fight one year.
Yeah, it was the whole game. They literally beefed the whole game.
Yep. All right, Uncle Doug, we're back to you, buddy.
Yep. I went with Kenny Houston.
I did too.
Yep.
Yep, me
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
All right. So we got another one in. Split his career between Houston and Washington. Washington for 8, Houston for 6. Had 24 interceptions, 10 fumble recoveries. He made the Pro Bowl 7 of the 8 years he was in Washington. He was 2-time first-team All-Pro and 1-time second-team All-Pro. He also made the Pro Bowl 5 of the 6 years he was in Houston. So the man played for 14 years, and he was in 12 Pro Bowls.
Wild.
2 All-Pros, made the All-70s team. Just a really good, strong safety.
Yeah, I'd say so. We got ourselves a couple of safeties out here now. All right, we're back to you, Ray. Who you got for us, buddy?
All right. He was drafted by the Eagles in 73. His nickname is Big Bird. He's a defensive back. 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl champ. He played in Washington for 7 years. 29 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 4 fumble recoveries. His name is Joe Lavender. Lavender.
I'll take your word for it.
1973 draft.
Yep. Well, yeah. I never heard of this guy, but I've seen worse.
Probably from my paper.
I don't have much else to add, although he is
Yeah.
he is 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going with another one that Drew will remember, I think. Maybe if somebody's here with me, it'll be Drew. I'm going with D'Angelo Hall.
Yep, I have D'Angelo.
Yeah, that's another one I forgot about.
He was actually really good for a few years too.
Yeah, he had some good years.
Just me and Drew on that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, D'Angelo, he played 10 years in Washington. In those 10 years, he had 23 interceptions, 3 returned for touchdown, 8 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, fumble recoveries for touchdown, 5. He's also the all-time leader in fumble recovery yardage. It's a weird stat, but he is. A little over 800 tackles, 2 sacks, a couple Pro Bowl or 3 Pro Bowls actually. Yeah, just a very quality corner for a while. He was also a guy that returned kicks and punts for a while. So he was very athletic, explosive guy. And yeah, so I thought he could be on my team, especially the Redskins, since they're not that good. So yeah, thanks for joining me, Drew.
Oh yeah.
And now we're back to you, Drew.
I got one guy left. Old Pat Fisker.
Fisher.
I have Pat Fisher as well.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Just stole my guy.
One of Alex's favorites. Drew's old white guy pick of the week. Got a career of 56 interceptions, 27 with the Redskins. He's a one-time Pro Bowler with the Redskins. He's another cornerback as well. 3-time Pro Bowler, but an All-Pro. Those came with the Rams, just one Pro Bowl in Washington, but it was my last guy, and I was like, let me throw in my old white guy.
5'9", 170.
We can hide him in the back.
Baller.
He's not coming up and pressing anybody. But
Wow. I'm starting to stack up the dudes here, boys.
Well, I got one left.
Me too.
Me
Okay.
too. Well, Uncle Doug, I think we're to you.
All right. Well, mine is Mike Bass.
Mike Bass.
Yep. He came into the league in '67, played till
my.
'75. Played his first year in Detroit. Only played 2 games. Doesn't show that he played at all in '68. And then '69 through '75, he played for Washington. And in that 7 years, he had 30 interceptions. Let's see. Had 3 he ran back for TDs. He had 6 fumble recoveries. And he made second team All Pro while he was with Washington. Played right cornerback.
Fair enough. Well, Ray, you got one, right?
Yep.
Well, who do you have, sir?
All right. His positions are stated as defensive back and wide receiver. The Redskins drafted him in '64. The Broncos also drafted him in '64 in the AFL draft. He is a Hall of Famer, 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, and 1-time NFL champ. He played in Washington for 4 years. Let's see, 28 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 8 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown, and 2 sacks. His name is Paul Krause.
Oh.
I thought about old Paul Krause.
I did too.
I knew he played for a little bit in Washington.
Yep. I looked into him. I have him written down here. Just didn't make that final. But yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah, he made somewhere else, didn't he?
Minnesota.
Minnesota, that's
Yeah.
where he's.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the all-time interception leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just didn't realize he played in Washington. But yeah, for 4 years.
Yeah, I didn't either. I always thought it was all Minnesota, but yeah.
So you can get drafted to 2 different leagues?
Well, back then you had the AFL and the NFL.
like the NBA
not
and the ABA.
conferences. They were actually 2 separate football leagues.
Right.
And they both had their own draft. And then it was a bidding war for the players.
Oh, okay.
They just bid. Whichever team gave you the best contract, that's where you went. And then
Okay.
finally 64, 5, 6, somewhere in there they merged.
Okay.
Then it just became the NFL with the NFC and the AFC.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Well, that's
but yeah, in the early years of the AFL, man, there was big bidding wars to get the players.
that's pretty that's pretty crazy.
It was good for the players. They made big money.
Hell yeah.
Well, for the time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I got one guy. I knew nobody would have him. This is just a personal favorite of mine, even though he did play for Washington for a while. But Sean Springs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, didn't he play for the Cowboys?
No, he played for Seattle.
Okay.
That was where he was really good. was
Okay.
Seattle. He came in the same time as Champ Bailey. Remember, there was
Okay.
a battle. He was going to be the best corner in the league there for a little while, but that was when he was in Seattle. He played the last 5 years of his career in Washington, where he had 12 picks in 5 years and like 250 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks. Yep. 1 fumble return for touchdown, 2 interceptions return for touchdown. So, yep, Sean Springs. There he is. All right, we got a whole boatload of guys here to choose from. We got Darryl Green, Champ Bailey, Ken Houston are all already in. So we need a bunch of guys for 4 more spots.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and come off Sean Springs and go to Paul Krause. There you go, Ray.
Sweet. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna get off the lavender pick, and I'm gonna go to Norman.
Josh Norman. All right, well, we got rid of a couple guys there. Uncle Doug, you have Mike Bass, right?
Yep.
And Drew and I got D'Angelo Hall. And me and Ray have Krause. And who has Owens?
Drew and I.
Yeah.
No, I got.
No.
It's
Oh,
me.
Ray and
Yeah.
I. Yeah.
And then we've got Taylor and Norman and Fisher with 3.
Yeah.
Wow, we're a mess, guys.
Well, let's see. Well, I can come off Bass and go to. I can't go to Sean Taylor because I've already got him. I can't go to Fisher because I got him. I can go to Josh Norman, but I need somebody to come to either Fisher or Taylor in exchange.
I've already got Taylor.
Okay.
We're being stingy these last couple of weeks.
That's
Who
right.
doesn't have Taylor?
Ray, do you have Sean Taylor?
Yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't have Taylor. Well, that's gonna be. Who I had, Norman?
I have Norman.
I thought I have Norman.
I think you just went to him.
I
didn't you?
did. I'm thinking about backing out.
Oh.
Ah.
Well, that was the other one. I mean, I was going to go take my Bass and put it on one of the 3s, but the other 2 3s I already have. Fisher and Sean Taylor are already
Yeah,
on my list.
he just said he was going to go to Norman, so that would have got Norman in.
I know, but he was trying to make a deal.
Well, I'm trying to get somebody to come to either Fisher or Taylor. So by me going to Norman, we get one in, and somebody else coming to one of those 2, and we get another one in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so why don't you come off Owens instead?
Well, then I'm fucking Drew or fucking Doug over.
Oh, well.
That's not how that's gonna work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it
this is a mess.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, this sucks.
Well, let's see. I
What?
could
Where was you
go-
gonna go with your Bass pick again?
Well, I could go to Norman because that's the other 3, but I guess I could go someplace else.
Yeah, you could come to D'Angelo Hall.
Or I could go to Paul Krause.
True.
You could come to Krause.
Yes, you can.
Well, I'm not going to complain about that. I love me some Paul Krause.
Because I like Paul Krause.
It's the Bob Pettit of football.
All right, I'll come off Bass and go to Krause.
Yes. So Bass is gone. But we
Bass
still don't
is
have
out.
anybody else in.
We're doing the opposite. We're just
I'm
putting a bunch of threes
I'm
up there.
celebrating small victories here.
Well, we got 3 in, and we got 4 3s.
Yeah. And now 2 2s.
Yeah. So we've either got
Man, this is craziness.
Well, I have Krause and Fisher.
Or you're the one without Krause, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking.
You got Owens, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no. Is those 2 the guy Owens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hall's
right,
my
I got
2.
Owens.
Well, do we need to make a decision on Owens and Hall?
I
Some
don't know,
kind of
man.
crazy deal?
I was just looking at a list earlier tonight that had D'Angelo Hall as the 2nd greatest corner in franchise history.
Yeah, D'Angelo Hall was good. I was kind of surprised only 2 of us had him, honestly.
They had him behind Darryl Green, which I would not put him ahead of Champ Bailey, but you know.
No, yeah, I think Champ's better. Yeah, it's just I think D'Angelo Hall was just there longer.
Yeah, that's probably true. I guess we
This is
go wait again.
this is a fucking brick wall here.
Dad's got him this time.
Yeah.
Well, Doug, you wanna make a move with Owens?
Well, that's kind of what I'm looking here.
I got Fisher, I got Krause, got Houston, got Norman. Don't have Sean Taylor.
So if you come off Owens, Ray, where would you go?
Um,
Because you don't have Taylor, right?
right.
And you don't have
Hall.
Hall. Okay. And if Uncle Doug, if you came off, where would you go? Because you have Sean Taylor. So you don't have what, Norman
Right.
and Hall? Those are the only two you don't have?
Yeah.
Well, technically, if you guys came off Owens and went to Taylor and Norman, we'd get 2 in.
We really only need. I think was there 8 guys up there right now. We only need to get rid of 1 guy. I think. 1, 2, 3. No, there's 9. Never mind. We need to get rid of 2 guys.
Hashtag math is hard.
It's been a long day, right?
So we got to get rid of 2 guys, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
Well, we've got 4 threes. So if we come off all the 2s, we're done.
Yeah.
We come off Briggs and you guys come off Hall. then
Just
we're done.
fill in the rest of the open slots.
hold on.
I don't think they want to come off Hall though.
I don't want to come
I
off
don't
Hall,
think they
but
do either.
here's what I'm saying is I don't know where I would. If I come off Hall, I'd have to go Fisher. Yeah, Fisher's the one I don't have. I don't even know who Fisher is.
And Drew, if you came off Hall, where would you go?
He has to go to
Paul
Kraus.
Krause.
Okay. That sounds like a good switcheroo. Do we need to call Wade one more time?
Well, here, wait a minute. Who has?
All right, here I'm gonna do something. Take me off Pat Fisher. I'm gonna go Paul Krause.
No, Fisher goes to 2 and Krause is in.
Kraus is in. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Kraus in.
So 2, 2, and 2.
Okay, so 2 on Fisher, 2 on Hall,
3 on Norman.
3 on Norman, and 2 on Owens.
Really fighting the Hall pick strongly. Okay.
Wow.
This is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna jump the Owen ship.
To where?
Taylor.
Sean Taylor.
Okay,
deal.
good. Sean
Okay,
Taylor.
Taylor's in. Okay, I'm happy
I
with
like that.
So now
So
we got what?
5 in.
5 in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 in. And we got
2 remaining.
4 guys for 2 spots still.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come off Owens and I'll go to D'Angelo Hall.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Oh my God. It's looking like Hall's gonna win out here.
So you coming off your boy Pat Fish there?
Well, it's you and I, Ray, on Pat Fisher, and the only places we can go are Hall and Norman.
Fuckers.
I'm playing chess, not checkers over here.
Yeah, whatever.
I made a couple moves ago, and I
Yeah, might as well. I'm not.
Alright.
checkmate.
I'm not losing any sleep over this one.
Yeah.
It's Washington after all. I
Hall and
mean,
Hall.
Hall and Norman.
I'll be honest with you. If I was gonna come off one of my guys there, I would have rather have come off Norman than Hall.
Yeah, I really liked Hall.
Yeah.
And I'd be honest with you, if we'd have called Wade, D'Angelo Hall would have made it.
Yeah, see, I forgot about D'Angelo Hall, so I didn't mind going to him.
Right.
I'd rather had Brig Owens than Norman. 'Cause
Prob-
I remember Brig Owens more. I remember watching him play.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad we got Krause in there.
Yeah, that was a sleeper one. I didn't think y'all was gonna come to that.
No, as soon as I saw him and realized he spent, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, the last year of his career was there or something. But no, I saw he spent 4 years there and actually played well. I was like, all right, I'll do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was easy for me. But yeah, that rounds out our defense with Darryl Green, Champ Bailey, Sean Taylor, Josh Norman, Ken Houston, D'Angelo Hall, and Paul Krause. I'd say that's a decent defense for there,
Yeah.
Washington. And that will end our 7-on-7 talk and bring us into MVP discussion with none other than the 1982 MVP. Not 2 MVPs this year, just one. But we're going to throw you a bit of a curveball here because Mark Mosley won the MVP. And yes, you're thinking, I don't know who that is. And I'm thinking, you're right, because he's a damn kicker.
Yeah. Let's hear these stats.
Oh, here.
Yeah, there isn't any.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. He 95% field goal, 20 out of 21, and then an 84% extra point.
Unless you tell
Or,
me that
yeah,
he
extra point.
scored almost all the points for their entire season, like the kicker can't win. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
His longest field goal was 48 yards.
So how many points did he score altogether?
Well, so what? 20 field goals, so 20 times
60.
3 would be 60, and then how many extra points did he make?
16 out of 19?
I think it was more than that. 'Cause that's just 1
You
point.
have a cellular device.
Well, I had it earlier, and I'm trying to remember.
So 60, and let's make an estimate. 16 out of 19, so that's 70.
He made 16 out of 19, yeah.
So 76
He
points.
had 76 points.
Okay, 76 points total.
And
19.
Joe Theismann, his quarterback, threw 13 touchdowns,
Yeah.
which is more points right there.
They scored 190 points that season. So he had 76 of their 190.
And Theismann was where on the MVP voting?
Fourth.
Fourth.
And then they didn't have Dick for rushing. Their leading rusher had 500 yards. I guess I forgot. It's a nine
Right.
game season. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, John Riggins had 553 yards and 3 touchdowns rushing.
And Dan Fouts in that 9 games threw for 2,883 yards. That's more than 300 yards a game. 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
And they were 6-3. Washington was 8-1. Marcus Allen ran for 700 yards and then caught another 400 yards and had a total of 14 touchdowns. So
Not on the MVP vote, but if you look down the Offensive Player of the Year, Fouts is first, Allen's second, Mosley's third. But number 4 is Wes Chandler, wide receiver from the Chargers. He had 49 catches for 1,032 yards in 9 games.
and 9 touchdowns.
And 9 touchdowns. So over 1,000 yards in 9
So
games.
did you see who's 6th? Kellen Winslow.
Yeah.
Another Charger with 54 catches for 721 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Right. There's 1,750 of Fouts is 2,800 yards.
Air Coryell was doing work.
Yes, they were. I mean, I think Wes Chandler's more valuable than Mosley. Sorry, but Mosley only beat Fouts by 2 votes. It was 35-33.
And Faust was 2?
Yeah, Dan Fouts, quarterback of San Diego, was 2. Yeah, he had 9 rushing attempts for 8 yards, 1 TD. Dan wasn't much of a runner.
No, Dan was just slinging the ball.
Yeah, and he could fling the ball.
So is there explanation for why the kicker got it?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
No.
I just remember that one time the kicker won, and I thought that was ridiculous. When this came up, it's like, we got to talk about this.
Well, I'm just looking at the Raiders season because of Marcus Allen, and they also went 8-1 on the season. And if their kicker is any indication of why this kicker was so good, because this kicker only had 62% success rate.
Well, here he set then the single season record of 20 consecutive field goals and a boasted 95% success rate. And because of the shortened season, there was no 1,000-yard rushers, no quarterbacks that has passed for 3,000 yards, and no real standout besides dual threat quarterback Dan Fouts. I don't really classify Dan Fouts as a dual threat quarterback, but
that's why I thought he was perfect, because he made 20 in a row.
he made
and then he missed
23
that
straight field goal attempts.
one. Yeah,
So did he miss the first one or miss the last one?
that I don't remember.
I'm guessing the first one.
I just can't believe they gave it to a kicker because he made 20 field goals in a row. when you got a 1,000-yard receiver, and
Yeah.
Fouts almost had 3,000 yards.
You know what? I've made my decision. I think the MVP is Marcus Allen. His team was 8-1 when his quarterback played like shit. He was their leading rusher, leading receiver, and he won Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna give him fucking MVP too.
You know what? Yeah. What was his yardage again?
700 yards rushing, 400 yards receiving, total of 14 touchdowns.
And he was the leading rusher and receiver and rookie of the year.
He was Rookie of the Year, first team All Pro and Pro Bowl. Came in third in the MVP, but I'm gonna say he's first in the MVP
You know what? I can get on board with that. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
because Dan Fouts has all these other great players on these lists.
Yeah.
We got Jake the Snake out there throwing more interceptions than touchdowns.
Jake the Snake.
I can go with Marcus.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Marcus
Yeah.
works for me.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look at that, guys.
I like Marcus
coming
Allen.
together.
Come together right now for Marcus Allen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I definitely think we can make case for at least 3 guys
Yeah.
better than the kicker.
I think there's a lot more than just that.
I cannot believe the excitement of the league was 20 field goals in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
They only
pretty
played 9
sad.
games. They were just happy to get the strike over.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That was a mess.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in for this Washington Redskins episode. And we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our New York Giants episode. Yeah, we're all looking forward to the
Ugh.
Giants.
Yeah.
Eli Manning time, baby.
Shoot, I was thinking like Drew Lock or Tyrod Taylor. Maybe some Phil Sims.
What about Kurt Warner was there for a couple years.
Yeah, a
too.
little bit.
Kerry Collins.
I'll wear my Kerry
Can't forget about old Danny Dimes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's very true, right? It's very true. Who was their quarterback when they won their first Super Bowl?
Was it Phil Sims?
Was it Sims?
Is there another guy?
Yeah, I'm thinking Sims.
I think he was
Well,
there for
there was another guy in there someplace. I can't remember his name though.
I mean, those teams were on defense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Defense, run the ball.
Yeah, as most teams in that era.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in for that Giants episode, and thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.